Hello, my name is Opal Singleton. I'm the president and CEO of Million Kids. I hope you will follow us on Facebook and also go to millionkids.org and be sure and sign up for our Million Kids Insider Alerts. This is an insider alert, and you can sign up for them at millionkids.org. This one is unique in that they are looking for someone. They are looking, meaning they, the FBI, are asking assistance to the public for the location and the whereabouts or any activity related to Michael J. Pratt. This is coming out of San Diego, but Mr. Pratt has the financial wherewithal to be anywhere in the world. His native country is New Zealand, so he may have tried to return to there. So this case started because of a site called Pornhub. A subsidiary that worked with him was Girls Do Porn. And so what happened here is that they believe that, and there was a civil case that led up to this that I'll tell you about in a minute, but they believe that he was allegedly involved with being a co-conspirator to recruit young adult women and also minor girls. That's really where the trouble gets serious here, to engage in commercial sex by force, fraud, or coercion. That is a classification related to human trafficking. So the FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for the location and information that will lead to the arrest of Michael James Pratt. According to the FBI press release, he reportedly owned and operated websites called Girls Do Porn and Girls Do Toys from 2012 to 2019. These websites purportedly brought in around $17 million in revenue. Now, this request for information is coming out of the FBI office in San Diego. A special agent there, Stacy Moy, is saying that locating Pratt is a high priority for the FBI in order to stop him from victimizing anyone else. She said that he preyed on young women and girls, and he engages in dangerous and deceptive practices wherever he goes. Well, the reason why all of this has really started is because that way back in 2020, there were a series of lawsuits going on against Pornhub as young girls came forward and began to sue not only Pornhub, but their subsidiaries, saying that they had submitted erotic photos, so pornographic photos, with the belief that they weren't going to go out to the general public, and that did not happen. So there's been a civil trial and settlement, or at least an agreement in charges in this kind of thing. But now they've moved into the criminal charges, and they're starting to retry this, and Michael J. Pratt has disappeared. So what happened here is that he operated a scheme as part of Pornhub. And according to the women who sued them, they said that he and his employees told them that their videos would not be sold to private collectors. Their videos would only be sold to private collectors in Australia and New Zealand, and that they would never be seen online. Now, the truth is, you and I need to educate everyone we know. If somebody's promising you that, if that photo is out there, it's going to end up causing heartache before it's over. But the videos were posted by Pratt's website and promoted on huge. Pornhub was the largest in the world, quite frankly. Free porn sites like Pornhub. The viral spread of the videos without the women's consent caused them major harm. It ruined their lives. So throughout the trial of the civil trial, the lawyers for Girls Do Porn argued that the women were adults and they signed paperwork knowing what they were getting into. But the testimonies were completely opposite of that. And there was extensive evidence that showed during a 99-day trial, this is not a small deal, went on for over 3 months there, that the Girls Do Porn producers offered them alcohol and marijuana. They were denied access to read their contracts, And more important, they were misled about the nature of the operation, from the fact that they'd be having sex on camera to how the videos were actually going to be distributed online. Well, the full civil ruling, which was held in San Diego Superior Court, and there talked about the harrowing ordeals these women went through. Several of the women who testified in that civil trial said that they had tried to escape the shoot. They couldn't get out. One plaintiff said that when she tried to leave the hotel room where the porn shoot was taking place, Pratt pushed the chair against the door and refused to move it and let her out. Another of the women emailed Pratt after her family and coworkers and strangers discovered the video, pleading with him to take it down. And he's laughing at them, saying, yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Now, these cases that were being filed in civil court, many of these cases were underage young girls that had submitted these kinds of videos, believing they weren't going to be seen anywhere. And we need to work on that education with our kids so they understand it never really works that way. In addition to the first 22 women that filed the suit, an additional woman came through, known as Jane Doe 23. And in that case, her attorney represented her. She said the men placed their camera equipment in front of the hotel room door and were yelling at her as she was locked in a hotel room, demanding that she hurry up and sign the contract, according to the woman's attorney. Within a few weeks, the video she appeared in was posted online and went viral. And she said it circulated in the girl's small town, a very religious community. It led to harassment, ostracization, and degrading interactions with her peers and her family. So if you know anything about the whereabouts of Michael James Pratt, the FBI is posting an award. They say he was allegedly involved and co-conspired to recruit these young girls, and then he forced them to engage in commercial sex acts through force, fraud, and coercion. So anyone with information regarding Michael James Pratt, call 1-800-CALL-FBI or go to the tips, FBI tips. Go to fbi.gov and look at the tips part. If you are overseas, and I know that many of these insider alerts go overseas because I've done a lot of training with people there, if you should see him, please notify your embassy or consulate. Mom and dad, folks, talk to our young people, teachers, pastors, everyone you can. Especially share this story with any of the teenagers you know. Share it with your youth group, I think. They need to know. This took place during COVID when a lot of kids were on lockdown, and amateur pornography became the number one category of the porn sites. And it was literally, when I do my lectures about child pornography and online webcam sex, we talk about the fact that they were posting. I have a picture of the article on the Pornhub site that said make $40,000 a week. And all you have to do is take these photos, and they suggested nobody's going to see them. In the meantime, our film is about to come out, and that film is called Sextortion, The Hidden Pandemic. You can pre-order it already. Go to sextortionfilm.com or go to millionkids.com and we'll take you the link to there. You can see the trailer. You can pre-buy it. And we are trying to get everyone we know to pre-buy it because it's going to come out October 4th. It's only $10 and you can download it and can show it to your whole family. You can pre-buy it right now on Vimeo, on iTunes, and on Apple TV. So please make sure you see the trailer, pre-buy that video and that movie, and share it with your kids, okay? So important takeaways from this case: Pornhub was offering $40,000 a week, and millions of kids sent their stuff in. Many were lured in, believing that the photos what are they thinking? If somebody's going to give you $40,000 a week, which none of those kids got, by the way, if they're going to do that, they are going to put the video out all over the world, not in some remote little community in Australia, which these people were promised. So talk to your kids about that. In December 2020, MasterCharge Visa decided they would no longer offer that visa processing service to Pornhub because they had heard that the site was full of child pornography. Within 5 days, Pornhub scrubbed their platform of child pornography. Sounds like to me they could have done it all along. And they took off 9.3 million videos where kids had sent in erotic material. So talk to your child and watch your child. If your child's behavior has changed, maybe their grades are dropping, maybe they're starting to skip school, maybe they're anxious. Guys have a tendency to just shut down. A lot of times watch for cutting or self-harm, changes in eating, changes in sleeping, starting to run away. Maybe they're depressed, they're anxious, but the number one sign is they get very secretive. They shut their laptop, they shut their door, they bar somebody's phone. If you think this is happening to your child, one of the first things you do is share with your child. Do please, please, please never, ever, ever go out and meet up with someone you met online. The research indicates that about 58% of kids who are being blackmailed, which is what was starting to happen here, that they will go out without telling anybody and meet up with that person in the hopes of either getting it back or maybe really trying to find out what that person's like, and they end up getting violated. If you think your child is involved in any kind of sextortion or social media exploitation, and this is why we made the movie, it is now believed that 1 in 7 kids have some connection to social media exploitation. Approach your child in a non-judgmental way. Do not wag your finger, okay? Do not go onto the site and tell that pedophile or predator, I know about you, you dirty scumbag, and you leave my kid alone. Don't do that. Stay quiet. Do not delete the photos if you see them, okay? Tell your child if you're suspecting something and they're not coming forward, sit down with them and be calm. And say, I see you dealing with something really deep here. Can we talk? Can you share it with me? Because I want to be there for you. If they can't say that, then maybe you can say, well, I'm hearing about these photos online. Is it possible you have a photo online? Don't be derogatory. Don't be judgmental, but help them be able to share with you. If they can't share and you still are pretty sure of it, just tell them, I don't know what's going on here with you, but I know this. I love you. I care about you. And I am here for you. And nothing you're going to be able to do is going to separate me from that. Whatever it is, it'll probably be tough, but we'll get through it together. Because that isolation is what sends a kid into things like suicide and self-harm. If your child is a victim of sextortion, here's what you do. Don't show the photo to everybody and don't delete the photo. Don't alert the predator you're doing this. Simply take your young person and go to your cybercrimes unit ASAP. It is possible that law enforcement will be able to stand in for your child. And then I want you to get that child counseling. And then I want you and your spouse, whether you're male or female, to get counseling, or your significant other, whoever is in that family unit. If you have other children, younger children, they need counseling also. Those live streaming cameras work both ways. And if your child's been engaging with a pedophile and they saw, let's say, a 12-year-old sister and behind there, they also are going to need counseling because they also are potential victims. To report any kind of human trafficking, sextortion, or social media exploitation, go to the NCMEC hotline, 1-888-3737-888. And again, if you should know anything regarding Michael James Pratt, they want you to contact the FBI. There is a $100,000 reward out there. Call 1-800-CALL-FBI, or you can go to tips.fbi.gov and report to them. Finally, thank you for listening. My name is Opal Singleton. If you want to contact me for any reason, you can at opal@millionkids.org. I thank each and every one of you that hear these insider alerts, that share them with others. And I thank each and every one of you who donate to make this happen. We are a small but mighty organization, and we get your funding and we make it work. And we right now could really seriously use your funding because we've had a heck of a fight over a couple of issues here in California. But thank you for supporting us with your finances, with your prayers, and I'll see you next time on Million Kids Insider Alert.